180 days is all it takes. 6 months of putting your head down every single day, working day in and day out, putting the excuses to the side. Doesn't matter if you have work, doesn't matter if you have a 9 to 5, you're sick, you're going through hard times. Everyone has their own problems. My problems aren't your problems aren't my problems, and nobody cares. When you look at the winners, Jeff Bezos, you look at UFC fighters, champions, all the top people in every single category and business model, they don't go, oh, well, he didn't make it, or he came second place because XYZ, or oh, he was sick, or he didn't feel good. Nobody cares. You either show up or you don't. If you want your name on the leaderboard, if you want your name to be millionaire, billionaire, be one of the top dogs in a business model, social media, it doesn't matter. People don't care. As you can see, I run a whole lot of different faceless YouTube channels. I do YouTube automation. And I want to show you something. If you literally just put your head down for 6 months, here's one of my faceless YouTube videos. It got $7,800, but not so much importantly that, it's just the fact of how long one single video was able to make me and 2 million views. And you can see if we go to 180 days even, you can see within 180 days of this video, one video being posted, 1.8 million views. Let's even go right here, 180 days. You can see this made almost $10,000 in less than 180 days. All it takes is 180 days. That's all you need to do. That by the time you hit the 6 month, if you started right now, 6 months from now, you would already have the momentum, the new mindset. You'd have a new body. You'd be essentially a whole new person. You look at like the old things you do. Maybe you have some bad vices or like things that you do on a day-to-day basis. If you just genuinely distract yourself with the work, you don't have time for that, right? One of the biggest and best decisions I made was not hang around with a bunch of people that wanted to do a bunch of like stupid stuff or hang out and like waste time. I always, from the moment, or like literally since I was like a teenager, like 13, 14, I'll show you another channel that I have. This was my first ever YouTube channel. Astrand. It has 200,000 subscribers. I've been doing this, you can see, for a decade, almost 9 years. And I was really big into Fortnite, and obviously I haven't posted on it in a while. It's just not scalable. And I've since moved to faceless channels. As you can see, I have a lot of plaques here. But I'm not talking about YouTube automation specifically. I'm just showing you what I do. But literally, I'm 22 years old. I was able to buy my first supercar at 20, Lambo. And then a few months later, I bought my second supercar at 21, McLaren 720S. Like, these things aren't normal for most people. And it's not normal for most people because of the limiting mindset, the beliefs they have, and the fact that they don't think that they're able to do it too. I'm just like anybody else. It really does. You always hear this, like, when you're going like through the journey or like you're coming up and people are like, oh, but I'm just like you and da-da-da. And then, until you like not make it, but until you like have some success and see some results, you're really just like, damn, like, okay, I made it here. They were right all along. Like, you hear everybody say it, but it is so true. And everything sounds so cliche. But the reason why it's so cliche and it's so popular and you hear it all the time is because it's the truth. You have two decisions. It's already August of 2026. And 6 months from now would be around like March of next year. You could literally be a whole different person. You could have a whole lot more money. And if you don't have a whole lot more money, you'll be on a way better journey and timeline headed to greatness and a lot of money and success and whatever you want to see, right? Whatever your goals are for yourself, than you are currently right now. Like for me currently, I'm running a bunch of different faceless YouTube channels. AI is something that's super huge right now. There's a dude that made $250,000, something like that, last month with just like 3 or 4 channels. And so he was on vacation, or maybe it was like a month and a half ago, but he was on vacation for majority of it, and he had his team automating it and doing that. That guy knows something I don't. Now, of course, I'm probably better and more experienced at certain aspects of YouTube than he is, but he's also super experienced at other aspects that I'm not, and he's making way more money. So I don't give a shit what I know that he doesn't. I want to know what he knows that I don't, right? Because I'm looking to scale this and make a lot more money than that. As you can see, and I'm not doing too bad for myself, obviously, but the point is you really just need to put your head down. 6 months is all it takes. I have people that I work with, or some other channels. This one channel that I just showed you right here, this was the first ever video that we posted on the channel. You can see it like blew up right away. Within the first 7 days, if we look at this, had 500,000 views. Let's take a look at the money. Obviously, this was the first ever channel, so you can see it didn't get monetized until a few days later, but like within 2 weeks of posting this video, it already made $2,200. Like, this is the power of just putting your head down, focusing, understanding. Obviously, this wasn't my first ever faceless YouTube channel. I already had the experience. I had gotten a lot of the reps in, but it's just like the gym, right? You don't get big overnight. You don't go to the gym for a week or a month and, you kill that motivation and, all of a sudden now you're ripped and you have this new mindset. It's a every single day thing. And to be honest, even though I go to the gym, even though I might not look like it fully, but really just, it's like more of a mental exercise more than it is like a physical one at some points. Like when you look at some of these biggest dudes, even like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the biggest dudes in business, it's not really that they're working to work, right? Of course they have goals and they just want to do shit and experience things that no one's ever done before, but it's more so just a mental thing and a discipline thing of just doing it every single thing. Like David Goggins running. Do you think he needs to run every day? No, he just does it for the discipline aspect of it. He hates it. He always says he does. Same thing with like the UFC MMA fighters. You think they like training getting punched in the face? No, they fucking hate it, but they do it because it's good for them, but also because of the discipline. They just do it to essentially do it. Same thing with my YouTube channels. I have a bunch of things, expenses that I have to pay. Doesn't look good leaving, but when the YouTube pays out, it always comes back. So there's a bunch of things, but 6 months is truly all it takes to make at least change your life in your surrounding areas. And a big thing is who you hang around with and who you surround yourself with. A good thing that I was touching on earlier is I never hung around with like people that were my age that wanted to like go hang out or go here, do this. It was just like I was either at school and then I was either at home making videos, which was like Fortnite on that Ashton channel on the time, like making montages, doing some shorts, like just doing whatever I can. And I've tried a lot of business models like not really trading, but I did NFTs back in 2021, late 2021, early 2022, made a good bit of money off that. And then I lost it all to gambling, which I'm actually glad I lost it because that money back then felt like a cheat code. I was in high school senior and I had like way more. I made a teacher's salary in like a few weeks. Like it was crazy. So glad that didn't work out, but I've tried clothing brand, reselling AirPods. Like I've tried a whole lot of things, and it really just is what you want to work will work. You can be a day trader. You could be a book writer, author, fighter, pilot. It doesn't matter what you want to be. Like I wasn't born with YouTube plaques. I wasn't born with the YouTube knowledge. Elon Musk wasn't born with all the knowledge he has, right? It's something that's self-taught and you just go through by getting the reps in and going every single day, day by day, and never letting your foot off the gas. When you let your foot off the gas, that's the problem. And honestly, when people win, I almost look at it now as not a negative, obviously, but like typically things after a win are more negative because on a loss, you can't really get lower than where you are now, right? For me personally, I would say you learn most, and genuinely there's more positives that come from losing than success. Obviously, success, you can see what to double down on, but when you lose or when you fail, right, you don't really lose until you quit. That's my mental model and that's my mindset, right? You don't lose. You only lose when you quit. Other than that, it's just failures. But guess what? Failure is needed. I think the greatest thing with failures, and if you could change your mindset and perspective on this, failure is needed in order to see what you need to improve on and fix, right? It's direct feedback. If you are, for example, for me, if I'm posting on one of my channels and let's say it goes viral from day one and every single video we're just posting, it's going good, 100K views, 100K views, that's great and everything, right? We're making money, but long term, it's going to be hard to break out of that because on my end, I'm just like, look, I mean, yeah, I know kind of the style, the structure we do, but like I just post the videos and they go viral, right? That doesn't help anybody. Think of all the people that are born into money, like the millionaires, like genuinely rich kids. I'm not talking about, oh, my dad makes a millionaire. I'm talking about like people make like 10, 50 mil, 100 million a year. Those kids, there's the reason why statistically they are worse off than you because they don't understand money. They don't value it. They don't understand. They just were born into it, right? Their dad has private jet, crazy mansion, anything they want. And so those people usually end up like drug addicts or addicts or alcoholics. It's because they have no idea what to do. And so then they start trying to work and then they're like, why am I getting a normal job when my dad makes 50 mil a year? Like it's mentally, you can't like process it enough, right? I mean, I couldn't even understand that, but like, yeah, I wouldn't even, if my parents came from a bunch of money and like all of a sudden now I'm having to like work up to their level, I'd be like, why don't I just start at your level? Because I got spawned in here. Like it's not up to me. So that's why I think genuinely failure is the best thing because it gives you direct feedback on what to improve and what worked. When you have wins, typically you see like, if you look at like, I think a good example is like Conor McGregor or any of these fighters. A lot of the time when they become champion, they usually, their next few fights after that, they're on like a honeymoon phase. They, they're like, oh, champion, da 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 da. And then all of a sudden now they like start having a fall off and like they go crazy and they party and drink and celebrate and all this stuff, right? That's why when you look at, this is like totally like not random, but it has to apply. So just hear me out. But like when you look at like the Khabib, Dagestan, Islam, like those guys, all they do, eat, train, pray, sleep. That's all they do. On wins, on losses, which they barely lose, but on wins, losses, that's all they do. It's the normal people when they're like, oh, we just hit $1 million a month or $100,000. I just made my first 5,000, 10,000. Let's go blow it on this or let's go celebrate for the next weekend. Da, da, da. That's how you lose progress. You need to put your head down and you need to work day in and day out, 6 months, a year. That's another thing with this business thing. This is a long run. Look at my eye bags. Like I've been up since I don't know how long, but not that I didn't wake up that early today, but like I've been waking up pretty early past few days, but I've been doing this for, like I said, almost a decade. Like I'm 22 years old. I'm not even old at all, but like it's definitely draining. This is a long-term thing. No one cares if you can come in for 6 months. No one cares if you can make a little bit of money for 5 years. This is a long-term thing. Who can do this consistently and on top, and who can improve and analyze and fix things every single year and make improvements? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, these dudes have all been rich for almost like 30, 40 years, probably like majority of their lives, right? And it's because they're so consistent and they have a totally different mindset than most people. And that's genuinely the difference between like someone that's broke and someone that's rich. And you don't want to be rich short term. You don't want to have like 3 years of greatness and then you just plummet and go to shit. You want to have consistency. You want to build systems and have some things where it's more automated for you. That's why I like YouTube channels. It's funny that I just mentioned that, but YouTube channels, you kind of post a video and then for the next few years, you're constantly getting paid. Like this body cam video I just showed you is still making money to this day, still getting views. So pretty crazy, but genuinely just 6 months can change your life. You just need to put your head down, change your mental models, be aware of the things that you listen to, the music, the podcasts, the people. If you're watching Twitch streamers, kick streamers all day, you're probably going to come out an idiot, and you probably are an idiot realistically, because I know, because I used to be like those. I used to wait for these people to go live and all this, but it's like they serve you no value. They're entertaining, cool, but like entertaining, a dog can be entertaining. Like what if that's at the end of the day what you want to watch is things that are entertaining? It's like, it's kind of childish. So grow up, make some money, put your head down for 6 months, and you can genuinely change your life. It's really as simple as that.